Good morning and welcome to the Monday, 18th of January, Smart Financial Planning Review of the papers. Turn my attention this week to the consideration of a piece of legislation that was proposed in the Queen's speech and the government are hoping to enact before the general election, which, as I'm sure you will be aware, at the very latest will be in May this year. This is through a document called Shaping the Future of Personal Care Together. It's designed to discuss the Free Personal Home Care Bill, and as I say, it's the government's intention to bring this into force before the general election later this year. It has been understood that the intention is that this piece of legislation will help 400,000 people receive free personal care in their homes in the event of long-term illness and disability that they would otherwise have had to pay for. So on the face of it, this seems like a positive step in the right direction. In reality, what's going to happen is 280,000 of the most incapable are going to be helped by this. And the definition of how incapable they are, you have to fail 4 activities of daily living. These things are the ability to wash yourself, the ability to feed yourself. So you would need to fail 4 of these. And based on the current population, that would mean 280,000 people will benefit from free personal care. 166,000 of these people already get it based on a different system. So in actual fact, we're not actually increasing the delivery of care very much. In addition, there will be 130,000 people who will benefit from 6 weeks' worth of financial and other support after they've left hospital in order to try and help them reintegrate back into their lives at home. So again, this is a fairly positive thing. Where it's less positive is that there are 300,000 people who are currently elderly people who are struggling very much in their own homes, but are in a situation where they wouldn't meet the standard of the 4 activities, but they really almost certainly are not in a position to look after themselves properly, but equally they are not in a position to pay for the sort of care and support that they would need. So there's definitely a group of people being missed out. And you put that alongside the fact that all estimates would suggest that something of the order of £7 billion would be required to put a comprehensive system in place to take care of all of the old people in this country, to provide for them free of charge the care that they need in the way that they need it, and the approximately £600 million that's going to be used in this scheme is really only a drop in the ocean. There are also some very strange situations that can occur as a result of the new proposals. If somebody fails the 4 activities of daily living, they will be entitled to free personal care. If, however, they get to the point where they are so incapable of looking after themselves they would actually need to move into a care home, then there is a different analysis as to their need to pay, and care home is then means tested. So we could have a situation where one of 2 things happen. Either relatives are in a situation where they would encourage somebody to stay at home longer than they necessarily should do, because they would know if they moved into care they would have to start paying for it, and that could affect their income, their inheritances. But I think even more worryingly, actually, the situation that councils will know that they have to fund the free care in people's homes, but if people move into a home, there's a reasonable chance that they will have to fund the care themselves, or it will be charged against their house or taken from their income. So I think there are a couple of big anomalies in this situation. And again, unfortunately, it seems like, on the face of it, a fairly good idea, but the reality probably is that there won't be an awful lot of change for an awful lot of people, and the problem that exists of how do we look after the old people in the country at the point where they need looking after is probably still going to run and run. So unfortunately, this is not the magic solution, and therefore we're back where we always are with these things, that unfortunately the only way to be sure that if this happens to you or your family, that you're in control of where you go, the kind of treatment that you get, when you get the treatment, the kind of care, etc. You simply have to make sure that when you're young and fit and healthy, that it's part of the plan that you have for your later life to make provision if this was to happen to you. If you happen to qualify for free things, fantastic. But I would very, very much encourage you to make sure that that control is in your hands, so that if you don't qualify, you can have the sort of care that you would require. Another light subject for you this week. I really do promise to try and come up with something a bit more light-hearted next week. Have a nice week. Bye.